Come on, you said that you wanted to join the fairy tale guild, didn't you? So let's go!
All right!
Some love stories demand to be seen. Others simply exist, quietly, gently, waiting in between the spaces of the words. Fairy Tale was never written as a romance story, but somehow Natsu and Lucy built one anyway. A romance not told through grand gestures, but quiet ones. A hand reached out in crisis, a hug from behind, never face to face. An argument softened by tears they couldn't explain. They never said, "I love you," but you felt it in the way they showed up for each other. This is the story of NaLu, when romance hides in plain sight. Chapter 1. Lucy's Ache for Connection. Lucy began her story alone. A girl in search of a guild, and unknowingly, a family. Fairy Tale filled the void in her heart, a place left hollow by the death of her mother and the absence of a cold, distant father. And it was Natsu who first reached out. From their first meeting, they just fit. No tension, no confusion, only a bond built on mutual respect and care. At first glance, they seemed like friends, but underneath, there was always more. Lucy always smiled, but hers was a smile that followed loneliness. She didn't cry when Natsu broke into her apartment, but she did cry when he left after Tartarus. No goodbye, no explanation. She wasn't hurt because he left. She was hurt because he didn't take her with him. That was their bond, unspoken but undeniable. She missed the person who'd always barge into her life. And Natsu wasn't just anyone barging into her life. He was the one person she trusted enough to let her guard down. She allowed him into her space, literally and emotionally. Natsu filled a space in her life she never realized was empty. So every time he burst into her apartment uninvited, she may have acted annoyed, but deep down she appreciated it and trusted him in a way she never trusted anyone else. If it being anyone else, she would have screamed, but it was Natsu. She was calm, because she knew it was him, and that says everything. It wasn't just trust, it was admiration. He was always looking out for her, always checking in, and she lets him in, not just into her space, but into her life. A key detail I want to highlight, as mentioned earlier, is how Lucy hugged Natsu from behind, quietly, intimately. And when she did, Natsu always knew it was her. Lucy only ever hugged Natsu from behind, no one else. A silent, vulnerable gesture, a moment so intimate and so raw. And Natsu never had to turn around to know it was her, because their bond didn't need confirmation, it was always understood. Chapter 2. Natsu's Quiet Protection. Natsu didn't talk much. Never behind. It wasn't just protection, it was presence. It was possession, not in control, but in conviction. To Natsu, Lucy wasn't just a teammate, she was his person. And the beauty was, she saved him too. Natsu's protectiveness was subtle, but constant. You could feel it in the way he reacted to anyone who hurt her. He didn't have to say, "You're mine." He showed it over and over again. And while Natsu might not be the most romantic lead on paper, he had moments when he felt like the perfect one. Natsu may not have understood romance, but time and time again, he acted it out anyways. From shielding her tears to holding her in moments of collapse. From rage when she was harmed to peace when she was safe again. He wasn't just her protector, he was her warmth. And she in turn softened the fire in his heart. Chapter 3: Emotional Duality and How They Held Each Other. Natsu was fire, loud, fearless, and unapologetic. Lucy was water, calm, emotional, and grounded. He pushed her to be brave, to fight, to write, to believe she was strong. She reminded him that he didn't have to carry everything alone. He gave her courage. She gave him peace. They never kissed, they never confessed, but it always stayed. Even when Fairy Tail disbanded, even when everything broke down. Because sometimes, love is too loud to say out loud, so you whisper it through presence. Loving someone means showing up again and again, not just for the big things, but the small ones too. Natsu constantly checked in on her, and Lucy never took it for granted. After being rejected by her father, that presence meant everything. And for Natsu, after seemingly being abandoned by Ignia, checking in wasn't just habit, it was fear. Fear that someone he loved might disappear again. They'd both known what it was like to feel forgotten, but together they made each other feel seen. And that's what made them beautiful. Not just how they filled each other's gaps, but how they made each other whole. Lucy didn't need saving. She needed someone who would choose her again and again, and Natsu always did. Natsu didn't need praise. He needed someone who would stay, even when he had nothing left to burn. Chapter 4: Why it lasts and why it matters. Lucy were never defined by one dramatic moment. Their story was told in an accumulation of small, significant ones. Every arc, every fight, every reunion, they chose each other. Their love didn't beg to be noticed. It simply asked, "Are you still here?" And the answer for both was always yes. They weren't codependent, they stood strong alone. But together they became something more, a duality, a harmony. Natsu's passion burned brighter with Lucy by his side. Lucy's strength deepened with Natsu's fire in her corner. In a story where love wasn't the focus, theirs quietly stole the show. Closing chapter. NaLu was never about explosive passion. It was about quiet belonging. A story told not in declarations, but in small choices. To stay, to return, to believe in each other. This has been Blessed Visions, where we break the anime into what makes you think, what makes you feel, and what makes you grow. I hope you enjoyed this kind of video. And I'm looking to speak more on different romance anime and different character interactions. So let me know some of your favorite romance couples or ships, and I'm sure to give a video about them in the future. And as for this video, let me know your favorite NaLu moments, because I'm sure there's some I have missed. But this has been me. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of the month. I wish you all do help me out with this. But that's everything. Thanks for now. Ciao.